Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. It's underscore Jackie 62 guys. Welcome back. It's been a while. So much stuff going on. Hope you all are doing well. Hope you all having a good day. Today is Thursday, June 19th. And today is Juneteenth. Okay? Today's Juneteenth, okay guys? So I'm gonna explain whoever is having a birthday today, happy birthday to you and Juneteenth. I've got family members who are having birthdays today. So I wish them happy birthday, and I wish you hope that you see many more birthdays, and I hope you get a lot of gifts, lots of hugs, lots of kisses, chocolate kisses, whatever. Hope you have a great day. Anyways, guys, in America here where we're at, people are celebrating Juneteenth. And I'm going to read what exactly is Juneteenth. June 19th. What exactly is it? Okay, so Juneteenth is, I'm going to read it from Google, okay? From the late 18th century to the 1860s, various states of the United States allow the enslavement of human beings, most of whom had been transported from Africa during the Atlantic slave trade or were their descendants. The institution of chattel slavery was established in North America in the 1600th century under Spanish colonization, British colonization, French colonization, and Dutch colonization. I was trying to find a better explanation of Juneteenth, June 19th, so you guys can understand what's going on here in the US today, okay? So let me continue reading some of the research that I've done, and then we can chat, okay? Early Juneteenth celebration date back to 1886, at first involving church-centered communities. Gatherings in Texas. They spread across the South among new freed African Americans and their descendants, and became more commercialized in the 1920s and 1930s after catering on a food festival. Participants in the Great Migration brought these celebrations to the rest of the country. During the civil rights movement of the 1960s, these celebrations were eclipsed by the nonviolent determination to achieve civil rights, but grew in popularity again in the 1970s with a focus on African American freedom and African American art, beginning with Texas by proclamation in the 1938s and by legislation in 1979. Every U.S. state and the District of Columbia has formally recognized the holiday in some way as of 2021, when Juneteenth became a federal holiday. It is observed with closure of post office, banks, the NYSE, NASDAQ, stock exchange, and other financial market, schools, universities, and most governmental offices. So Juneteenth is really a holiday that you're saying that it's called Freedom Day, right? And that's when freedom actually was established. So now it became a federal holiday in 2021. That's when officially it was a federal holiday. And I'm saying that if so be the case, Why did it take so long for the United States to recognize that Juneteenth was a federal holiday? Why? Why? Civil rights, slavery, and all that stuff is still going on. Okay? You've got the systemic racism, which is still going on. Okay? You've got blatant, outright racism that is going on. You've got subtle racism that is going on. It's a bunch of stuff, not only to African Americans, black people, but also to the brown people, which is the Spanish, Mexicans, anybody who speaks Spanish, anybody with brown skin, dark skin, or black skin. They have to deal with this systemic racism. Even sometimes white deals with systemic racism due to their economic class. Because if they come from a certain part of the United States with a certain zip code, and say for instance I'm a white person here, and this, say for instance my zip code is 44102 as a white person, and another zip code as 441 something another, whatever, okay? Even though this person with from the 44102 zip code and the other one from the other zip code, it's going to be also classism, racism, and all that stuff goes on too, because they also put the poor white people in the class of the black and the brown community. They also experience racism too, not on the level that blacks and Hispanic does, but they still come across as the society still look at them as peasantry, because they're not living up to their class, whatever they think is class to them. Okay, they live in the gutter, or they might live in a trailer park. They call them trailer park trash. If they try to go to the bank and apply for a loan, and another white person go to the bank and try to apply for a loan, they look at the zip code and says, oh, this is from this particular trailer park, as comparing to this person who lives in a rich neighborhood. So of course they're going to tend to the person that lives in a rich neighborhood as being white. So not only black people, brown people, or whatever class people experience racism, or this Juneteenth should refer to everyone, for freedom and justice for all. Okay? And this Juneteenth we should be celebrating Juneteenth every day. We should not be waiting every year for June 19th to come around for us to say, well, this is June 19th, this is Freedom Day. And Freedom Day does not mean that, okay then, since I am a black person, or this person is a brown person, or whatever African descent, I cannot, oh well, since today is Freedom Day, I can go to the supermarket and go get food for free. I can go to the pharmacy and pick up medication for free. So what exactly is Freedom Day? What is it? What does it mean? Am I free to do what? If the banks and everything are closed, banks, schools, universities, everywhere are closed, what am I free to do? Just sit down in the home? Some of them sit down in the home and what? Celebrate and drink. What is the freedom about? Freedom supposed to be freedom of expression, freedom to own a home, freedom to buy whatever you want to buy, freedom to get whatever job you want to get. As long as we're qualified, we should have freedom to do whatever we want to do. But we know that's not so, especially here in the United States. Here in the United States, what I see as a Jamaican coming from Jamaica and living here for a very long time, it's money talks and bullshit walks. So if you are white and a person is black, oh, definitely black people are gonna experience racism because this is America. But money, if I have a lot of money, I can still end up living better than the white person. I can buy a better car. I can buy a better home if I'm rich. But still, even though I'm free to buy a better home or a better car, I still have to deal with what's around me. I still have to deal with neighbors. I still have to deal with people in general, because even though I'm free and I've got a lot of money, you've got people at the bank, they see you. You go to the bank and they see, okay, well, these are all white tellers. These are all Hispanic tellers. These are all black tellers. And they see how much money you have in your bank account. Right there and then, problem starts. And it doesn't have to be racism. It can be a point where it's so to the point where it's extreme jealousy. Inside of it, even though I'm working in the bank, I don't have this amount of money. Why this person come in here have this amount of money in the bank? Why is that so? So when you live like this, you still have to deal with the BS amongst everybody, not only amongst white, and not only amongst black, not only amongst Spanish. We still have to deal with our insecurities on the inside, our jealousy on the inside, our inferiority complex on the inside. All of those things, our incompetency, and our unreliability, and our uneducation. If we don't have no it doesn't even matter, because even if you're well educated, and you were, your upbringing was really, really good, you still have to deal with these things, because we're hard human beings. And human beings, especially if you was not raised right, even some of the people that was raised right, they still act like you know what. And then they're saying that Juneteenth is Freedom Day, and slavery was abolished at that time in Texas. We don't see exactly where slavery was abolished, because there's still slavery going on right now. It's still slavery going on as we speak. And the biggest slavery is the systemic racism. That's the biggest part of slavery. And I think definitely that's slavery, because the system tries to keep people down. The system is against you everywhere you take it, whether you're white, yellow, black, pink, or blue. But it's mostly how I should say this. It just goes to the extreme when you are the minority. Even though you are the majority, they're saying that black people, Spanish people, whatever, are the minority. Okay? So when it comes on, when it's like that, slavery will never go away. Slavery will never go. As long as human beings, and as long as we are in America, and as long as we have to deal with the European system and the British system, and we have to come across people like those, it's never going to go away. It's never going to go away. So Juneteenth, of course, they recognized it, or it's enforced as a federal holiday as of 2021, June 19th. But why do we have to wait every year until June 19th come around for us to feel like we're free? Why freedom is not 7 days a week? Why we're not free? Why we're not free to do what we got to do? Why we're not free? And I says the reason why we're really not all the way free, even though they say freedom of speech, freedom of expression, freedom of this, freedom of movements. Of course, sir, those are good to a certain extent. Of course, you can go wherever you want to go in the United States. If I want to get up and drive to Texas, I can drive to Texas. If I want to get up, but sometimes it's not all that, because there's certain borders in Texas, even though you're free to cross it, right? And you don't have other borders in other states. If you're crossing it, they're still going to have to check you. So you're really not all the way 100% free. You might be 95% free. But once you come to that border, they're going to check to see what you're carrying across the border, even if you're in the United States. There's a border in Texas. I don't remember the name of it, but you guys can look it up and put it down in the comment section and say, Jackie, this is the name of the border that's in Texas. And the reason why I know this is because my daughter and her husband was stopped in Texas. I think it was last month they were going through. And he had stuff on him, and that was taken, okay? That everybody smokes. Except for me. I don't smoke. I don't smoke weed. So anyways, let's not talk about that part of it. We're just here to talk about Juneteenth. Anyways, I'm just saying happy Juneteenth to everyone. Like I said, some people are celebrating their birthday today. There's nothing much that we can do here. It is very boring. There's a lot of rain. We're experiencing a lot of rain. For the past few days already, there's a lot of rain. Last night, we had a warning from the weather system that it was going to be 80 miles an hour wind, and we're supposed to go to the most strongest structure of your home, which is the basement, and stay away from windows because they're going to have flying debris that's going at 80 miles an hour. But we didn't have that, thank God. Anyway, back to this Juneteenth now. I feel that America has too many holidays, and today's Thursday. I don't like this Juneteenth holiday. I just don't like holidays. I think there are too many holidays. These holidays are unnecessary. It is necessary for some people, but not for people who are very progressive and people who are on the go every day like me that don't like holidays. So Juneteenth do not make a difference to me. Some people can get down into the history. They can do this, whatever it is. It's, you know, whatever, freedom of speech, freedom of expression. There's no more slavery. Slavery was abolished, and it's a federal holiday and all this other stuff. To me, all of that stuff is bull. You know, all I care about for me and my family is having enough money where we can survive. And thank God that most of us, you know, are living pretty good in the eyes of the law or, you know, society. So I don't know what to say about this day. It's a very boring day. Nothing to do but watch TV because I can't go away in this rain. It's too much rain. The wind, you can hear it. You can hear it in the video's background. So many wind outside. I don't know what to say about Juneteenth. But, you know, like I said, a happy birthday to all of you all who are celebrating your birthday there. If you have anything major, anything of significance, maybe you can, you know, put it down in the comment section. I don't know what it is. This seems to me like a very boring video, but I thought I would just bring it across to let everybody know that today was Juneteenth. Haven't had no content up for a while, and I'm back to let you know that I'm still here. So happy Juneteenth to you all who are celebrating it. Some people are very happy that they didn't have to go to work today. You know, those people who do the 9 till 5, they appreciate every holidays because every holiday that I don't have to go into work is even good for them. They can get to drink, they can get to smoke, they can go do whatever, cook out, barbecue, all that stuff. All of that stuff is nonsense to me. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do barbecue, you know, stuff has to be more on a nice level for me. I don't even know what to say. I don't care about Juneteenth holiday. Whoever you, if you care about it, that's your prerogative. But I don't care about it. I feel that freedom should be every day. It should not only be on Juneteenth every day that you guys are recognizing that people needs to have freedom or slavery needs to be abolished or whatever it is. You know, let's continue living and let's continue living in the right way. In the sight of God Almighty, and everybody's equal in the face of the earth. Nobody's better off than nobody. Everybody's equal the same way. If you feel because you have white skin and you're better off than a black person, that's your disease that's eating you up on the inside. Let you feel that you're better off than somebody else. So And that's the way I look at it. We all bleed, we all live, and we all have to die. Anyways, guys, this is just it. Like, subscribe, comment, and share, guys. And we'll see you in another one. Let me know if you like this video. Or if you don't, we can move on. Bye-bye.